All right, welcome to Let It Fly show. I'm Michael Severe, joined by Josh Jones, former Creighton Blue Jay, and, of course, Central Eagle as well. We are in New York City.
We finally made it, man.
This is the Conrad Hilton, where we are taping the Let It Fly show. We were running around trying to get here.
How was your flight for you?
My flight was great. The guy that was supposed to be with us, you know, the one that was going to get the lift, the guy who was going to give us our per diem money, he didn't make it. But other than that, it was wonderful. It was a great trip.
I hate turbulence, bro.
I love to fly, man. I always have.
Man, I'm one of those guys where I'll get up in the air and I'll listen to music. As soon as I feel turbulence, I cut off everything, take it out, and look around.
How fast I go to sleep? 5 minutes. I'm asleep, bro. I'm like, put me this, and then I'll my head up. I get up for a little while, watch a little bit of TV, movies, back to sleep again, man. I love to fly.
I'm glad we're here, though, man. It's gonna be fun.
We're here, obviously, for the Big East tournament. Tonight, Creighton will play Villanova. That is a 9:30 start Eastern. Of course, 8:30 back in Omaha. We, of course, brought to you by Omaha Steaks. Since 1917, providing great food to restaurants across Nebraska, and very soon, coming up, the day before the College World Series starts, Let It Fly Sports Bar will open up in the Capital District. It's going to be an amazing party.
Man, I can't wait.
We're going to have a great time for that.
Our new home.
Yeah, our new home. Exactly. We got a podcast studio in there as well. As I mentioned, we are in the Conrad Hilton. We're doing this from there. We had a chance to kind of go around to Madison Square Garden and check that out, and it's so huge.
It is.
It's like a little city unto itself.
To me, it's overwhelming seeing so many people going so many different directions.
It's true. It's
true.
And
then when they point you to go to another direction to do what you got to do, I mean, you can get lost.
We had a little bit of trouble trying to find our credentials. But I'll tell you, they told us to go to the wrong place.
Right. It was their fault.
It was their fault.
We're not just green out here in New York.
No.
You know, it's just, it was hard to find. But we got them.
Yeah, we got them. We got them in there, so we'll be able to go tonight and check that out.
Right.
Of course, last night, Villanova put it on. Georgetown is playing. My uncle coached at Georgetown from 1979 through 1983. Okay, he was there through some great years, did some great recruiting, left, went to GW, went to Old Dominion, a bunch of different schools. But whenever I watch Georgetown, I'm picturing, you know, the old gray and blacks,
old Big East,
the old Nikes. Before that, the Reeboks that they had.
Right.
I think about that, Gene Smith playing defense. Yeah. You know, Patrick Ewing blocking shots, Mutombo, all those guys. And I look at them now, and I feel sad.
And me too, man. I remember the last game that they just played against Creighton. It's funny how I got a sad voice about it. Yeah. But I literally I looked at their huddle, and it's almost like I feel so bad for Patrick Ewing, man. He's the greatest Big East player ever.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so. As much as I love Georgetown, and I love them, I'm a Syracuse fan. And Derek Coleman is my favorite Syracuse player. Yeah. But I'm going to tell you, the best player I ever saw in person in the Big East was Chris Mullin.
Okay.
Chris Mullin could score on you. I don't care who you are. Yeah. He would score on you and make it look so easy. He had that sweet little left-handed shot. He had like a little crossover.
Sound like you're describing me. No, I'm playing.
He was quicker. He was quicker than you ever thought.
Wow.
Because you know how you guys do. You look at him, you go, white dude.
White dude.
Go right by you. Yeah. And Mullin was tough.
Yeah, for
sure.
You know,
and would talk mess to people. Yeah. He's probably my favorite. But yeah, the numbers that Patrick put up, the way, going to 3 Final Fours and all that stuff.
It'd just be tough to see him go, though.
Yeah, it'd be tough. It'd be tough.
He's the epitome of
you cannot
Georgetown.
lose. You can't go. The run they made to the winning the Big East tournament was incredible a couple years ago, but you can't not win conference games.
Nah,
he doesn't win conference games.
Nah, I know.
And that can't happen.
I mean, but why?
Not at Georgetown.
I don't
know. Attrition, a lot of attrition.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Yeah. It is tough to watch.
I mean, then you got St. John's almost beaten.
That was earlier today.
Marquette earlier today. Creighton playing against Villanova.
Tonight.
I feel like this is the tournament of everybody got to get past the first game, then the real tournament starts.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt in my mind if Creighton gets past Villanova tonight, I do believe they will. Yeah. If they get past Villanova tonight, they're probably going to be playing in the championship game. Yeah. Now, who wins the championship game? It could be any number of teams, but I could honestly see them. Yeah. But they've got to get out of the quarters. Yeah. And that's what's been the trouble.
UConn is hot, man.
Yeah, and they haven't gotten out of the quarters before 3 different times. But the other 3 times, they went to the finals. So one of the 2, and hopefully it's that one. On the show today, very good show. R2 will join us, Ryan Nembhard, of course, who is point guard for Creighton, and then also Chris Walker, who works for CBS Sports Network, former Villanova point guard, so he'll be a little biased. Also, he was a college basketball coach with Ryan Miller. In one of the best low-key cities in America, Albuquerque. I'm telling you, man, you go there and visit, all you'll talk about
I've been there.
is the food and the mountains and the balloons and everything. It's a great town. So it's a good Let It Fly show. We'll start off and kick it off with the point guard.
The pit, though, right?
The pit, man. You walk in, and as you're walking down, it says, "Welcome to 5,476
feet." The loudest
feet.
place I've ever played in my life is the pit. Second is Wichita State.
Oh, wow.
The pit is loud.
I was in the pit for NC State and Houston.
Wow.
That was in the pit for the final in '83. And it was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous in that place.
Is there windows in there?
No, and it's the pit. You walk in and you go down.
Right.
And what they used to do, and I don't know if they still do, the tradition was they stayed up clapping until the other team scored.
I know.
And if you got off to a nice little 9-10 run, it got fired up in there.
Oh, I know.
So no, the pit's a great building. It's a great facility. It's a great town as well. So coming up next, Ryan Nembhard, point guard for Creighton Blue Jays. All right, we're joined now by Creighton point guard R2, Ryan Nembhard, joining us here on Let It Fly show. First of all, I asked this to Cockburner. What is R2? Where'd it come from?
Man, we was trying to figure out names for all the Ryans last year. Hawkins,
I told
Cock, and me. So I think JC Dub came up with it.
Okay.
Jalen Corey Williams, he was just like R2 one day. So
two.
Kind of just stuck. People call me 2 now too. So
because you were the youngest of them, or why was
I don't even know.
Why 2?
That was just what it is, right?
All I think about is Star Wars when I hear R2.
R2D2.
That's funny. Yeah, I'm happy to see you, bro, because like you the last one of essentially of y'all 5 that we got to talk to.
Yep.
We're here doing the Big East tournament thing.
Yes,
you was freshman of the year last year. This year, the season your team was preseason one way. For y'all to go up and down as y'all did to get to this point, it's kind of like nothing else matters. How do you feel about the tournament?
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, nothing else really matters at this point. Everybody's 0-0 at this point, so one of our goals this year was trying to win the Big East tournament, and we fell short of the regular season, but we're all in right now, and we got a tough one tonight, but we're looking forward to it.
I want to go back to last year. You got injured, so you're sitting there and watching at the end. What did that do for you mentally? How did it help you at all? How did it? What was that in terms of getting you ready for the next year?
Yeah, it was tough, honestly. Just being a kid and seeing all these great games that are played in March, and I wanted to play at Madison Square Garden, wanted to play in the tournament. Not being able to get the chance was tough, but I feel like I learned a lot watching. Kind of got to see it from a different perspective on the bench, kind of see a little bit more what the coaches see, and dive into the game that way. So I thought it was pretty good for me, and I think it helped me over the summer grow and kind of get ready for this year. So I think I'm just a much better person and player as a whole after that whole experience.
Motivating factor kind of in a way.
Yeah, for
sure. What about Baylor? I mean, he's a senior, man. Like, what's like the relationship y'all got since he's been here versus like to this point now? Like, kind of talk about him, man. Like,
he said it was like this.
Yeah, honestly, it was. As soon as he came, he was super, super cool. All the guys kind of accepted him real quick. We knew what he was going to bring to the team. And we kind of hit it off too. Just being a cool guy, chopping it up off the court, making jokes here and there. So he's been great for us. Super unselfish guy. All about the team, all about winning. So he's been great. He's been a great addition, and I'm happy we have him.
Yeah, for sure.
How are you health-wise? How are you feeling physically? It's a long regular season. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I feel like I'm playing my best basketball, and the team's kind of playing their best basketball at this point of the year. So I feel great. My first time at Madison Square Garden, so I'm really looking forward to that. And my fam's here. I got a bunch of people coming, so I feel great. I'm ready to go.
From Canada they came?
Yeah.
Where are you from? Where in Canada?
Like just outside of Toronto, 30 minutes from the city.
Okay.
So anybody that like Wiggins, anybody from Canada that do something, do y'all kind of got like this little like
not really, but
your Olympic team's gonna be sweet in 2 years.
We are.
It's gonna be good.
For sure.
You guys are loaded.
Hopefully
your brother makes it.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
We went to the same school as Wiggs.
Right.
We went to the same high school as Wiggs. Me and my brother, so we kind of got that connection there.
No doubt.
But Shay too. We've been cool with Shay for a long time. Nikhil.
It's a deep team, man. For the Olympic team's gonna be good.
No, real good. RJ too. RJ's like one of my brother's best friends. So I feel like Canada is like such a tight knit. Everybody's kind of from Toronto.
Yeah.
Everybody's cool. Everybody loves each other, and we're all striving to be great.
You know, many of us left high school to go to college and go away.
Right.
You went away for high school. What was that like maturity wise? What was it like leaving home?
Yeah, it was different. I think I was 14 when I left.
And you went all the way to the other part.
Yeah, I went to Florida, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
went
for
there.
sure.
Yeah, it was different. I kind of had to learn how to do things on my own. Do laundry by myself for the first time.
Right,
My
yeah,
mom
right.
was doing that, so do that for the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
Just kind of make my schedule by myself and figure things out on the fly without having your parents. So
Yeah.
I thought it was great for me to be able to grow up, just experience things earlier and be a lot more ready for college.
Right.
Coming into college, I was like, I felt ready and just felt prepared for anything. So I'm super happy I made that decision.
I don't know how you do it as a parent.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I'm a year away from sending my kid to college. I'm
Yeah.
emotional about that. I can't imagine going, hey, 14-year-old,
Right.
see you in Florida.
No, my mom hated it. For
I
sure.
bet.
My mom wanted me out the house.
For sure. But my mom hated it. My dad was like, nah, you got to go.
best thing
But-
for you.
Your dad, y'all
That's
had
cool.
that mission, vision.
Yeah.
I feel that. Small story for me, man. When I went to Central High School,
Yeah.
our team played against Mount Verde. It's the only game I never played in my high school career.
Okay, y'all got.
We didn't get smacked. We got beat up.
Yeah, yeah.
Without me, we got beat up.
Yeah.
My team held its own. What happened was, RIP to my man Ryan Grigsby. He's my point guard.
Yeah, he's good.
What happened was 3 games prior, he got suspended
Okay.
for like some stuff on
I
the
know. Yeah.
you know?
Stuff. Yeah.
But anyway, so I don't know what happened, man. I was at the crib and I just woke up and was like, oh, snap. We got a shoot around preparing for the game. I was late. I came in, man, maybe like 5 minutes of shoot around left, crust in my eyes. I was just sleepy.
Right.
I don't know. And so after that, I don't know what happened. I think some of the parents was complaining or something. Coach pulled me to the side and was like, Josh, man.
Coach Barons?
Yes. Man, I hope you watching this, Barons, man. That's crazy, man. You should let me play.
Right.
But so pulled me to the side, man. It was like, hey, man, I don't want to do this. I got a lot of people down my neck. We're probably going to win state this year, bro. You got to sit this one. I'm like, come on, man.
That's
Mount
crazy.
Verde.
Right,
Who was on it? You know who was on the team
Yeah,
that
who
you
was?
you know who was playing for them at the time?
Wow.
They've had so much incredible
was
talent.
Coach Boyle there at the time?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I'm going to run the roster to
Okay,
you.
cool.
It's off air. I forgot.
Yeah.
I just remember not playing.
Right.
So I don't remember who was in the game.
I understand, yeah.
But it was so y'all hoop at CHI now. Back then, it was a Quest Center.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, man, I didn't get to play. But ever since then,
that
I've been
game.
following Mount Verde,
sure.
man.
Yeah.
And this,
Great school.
so
Great
when I
school.
found out you was coming from there, I was like, I'm going to tell him about that one day. Yeah.
You get there, you're, I'm guessing, the best player in your town at your age. You go there with all the best players from other towns. What was that like?
It's different. It's
Yeah.
very different. Not being the best player, like you said, is different. You got to kind of find your niche, find your role out there. So it was tough on me. Coach Boyle was super hard on me.
Yeah.
He knew I was
Good.
a young guy. He coached my brother, so he was hard on me every day. And he knew at my size, if I wanted to play, I had to
had
impact
to
the
do
game in
something
different
different.
ways,
Yeah.
especially over there. So I think he really made me value guarding. We really played a pressure kind of style over there. He made me value guarding and doing the small things to help your team win. And as long as you do that, there's always a spot for you on the court.
For sure. Let's kind of take it to the let's take it back then. I know you're at Creighton now, but before you tell us why Creighton, what schools did it come down to? And then why Creighton?
Yeah, it was a little different for me,
Yeah.
the recruiting process, because my junior year, that was when COVID hit.
Yeah.
And the way my team was, like, I was playing, but I was like 8th, 9th, man. We had
For
Scotty,
sure.
Cade, all them guys.
That's
that
how
year,
nice
so-
y'all was, though. You
Exactly.
went D1.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I didn't really have too many schools recruit me. I had like Seton Hall, Stanford, Florida for my brother, kind of USC a little bit, but it really came down to only a couple schools, and Creighton was definitely the right fit regardless.
This is probably unfair, but there's always been this belief that kids who come from Canada don't have the same toughness or playground mentality that kids who grew up in the United States.
Yeah.
Is there any truth to that at all?
That's cap.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true,
believe that at all.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I definitely heard that all the time. Like,
Yeah.
they're way tougher in America and stuff. But I feel like in Toronto, like, we got the same amount of junkyard dogs y'all got out here. It's
Yeah,
just,
no
it's
doubt.
just a smaller group.
No
but,
doubt.
Yeah.
I think we're just as tough, and I think we've been showing that lately. And hopefully we can make make a little run at the next Olympics.
Yeah,
I always joke and say they can be tougher because they got socialized medicine. They can be out there. They can be out there doing whatever they want. They get hurt.
Man,
they get hurt. They get paid
3
for
open heart surgeries, bro.
You know how much stuff
Every
costs.
time I had one, I thought about Canada.
Yeah, give me some money. Yeah,
right.
give me some money. So why did you pick Creighton? Yeah, what was it about?
Honestly, it was Coach Mack. The way he talked to me, the way he kind of lets his point guards kind of rock. I kind of seen with MZ, Maurice a little bit. The way he gives them the rock, the freedom to kind of do what they want, fast play and style. I think it just fit my game so well, and you get up a lot of threes too. So
yeah, for sure.
I like offense. I like scoring the ball, putting it in the rim, and I think Coach Mack's just a great offensive coach. So I'm glad I came here.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I've told every one of your teammates that came on here to talk with us, bro. I'm jealous because what y'all do now, I was doing that then, but it was out of his. It was ill-advised.
Right. Stop taking all them shots.
Right.
Because as Mac, like I was getting them up, bro.
You told me about it a couple
I was
times.
making them though. I was making them,
sure.
but like I like the way y'all rock now for sure.
Let's talk about MSG and I know your first time being in there. What's that feeling like when you get a chance to go visit earlier today? Right, you guys went over there. What was that like?
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's like a stage.
It is.
Lights hit the floor like a stage, so it's like you're just on a stage and you're just ready to go. So I love the big moment. I love the big stage. I love when people are watching and it's an important game. So I cannot wait for this.
And you worry about nerves at all?
Nah, not at all.
Not at all?
Play too many games.
Because you big game Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. What about your brother?
I always want to know what that's like. Cause,
you talking about hooping in
Yeah, I'm
Madison?
like he's so good. No, I mean like his brother was good.
Word.
And then you're always the little brother. And
Yeah.
you're coming up next. He went to that school, then you followed him. I mean,
You're making your own name though.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
No
for
Like
doubt.
if you
Yeah.
wasn't, I'd tell you.
Nah, for
Yeah.
sure.
No, you are.
So,
You are.
it's different. Yeah, it's tough at times because there's
Yeah.
expectations and stuff. But I don't really pay too much attention to that. I'm just hooping. He's him, I'm me. But
Nice.
man, he's been everything to me. He's like my role model essentially. Taught me so much about the game.
For sure.
Going back with him every summer, he could just break down so much things for me. He's my big brother. I look up to him. I want to do a lot of things that he does. So I mean, he's just a great role model to have, and I'm happy. He can help me.
That's
out.
awesome.
And you know what his brother can say for the rest of his life? He hit a game winner on Bron.
Yeah,
He did. That's very true. That's very true. That is very true. That's very true. So feeling for tonight, obviously it came down to Eric Dixon having a huge game last time you guys played last month. But what do you think some of the keys are tonight?
Yeah, like you said, Eric Dixon had a good game, but I think we just got to do a little bit better job defensively. We weren't very connected that game. We weren't very active. So we switched some things up in the game plan. I think we got to play a little bit faster. We got to dictate the pace. Can't really let them dictate the
They play
pace.
slow, bro.
Exactly. They play really slow. They try to slow it down, make it and we like to run. So it's contrasting styles, but if we could get the pace going and if we could keep them off the 3-point line, make them take tough twos, I think we'll be in good shape.
Let's talk about the bench mob, bro.
They got to step up.
Y'all solid 5. Like we know what it is with y'all. And I mean, we've played enough games, or we've watched enough games. You've played enough games to we know what to expect from the bench.
Right.
What do you personally say to y'all bench mob about like how to pick y'all up? Because the connotation, it's really not even a connotation. What it looks like is y'all heavily relied on y'all 5.
Right.
Y'all extra talented. Right. The bench comes in and plays defense and things, but there's not really any type of production minutes and stuff like that. What do you say to your bench in tournament time like this?
I don't know, man. That's a tough question. I would just say continue to be ready. I think Reef has done a great job of kind of being ready.
He has, especially lately.
Yeah, lately he's done a great job coming in. He's kind of gave us a couple makes a game.
For sure.
He obviously brings the defense, but I mean, it's tough to say. It's hard to say make shots.
It is.
What can you say, like, make shots?
All you can do is put them up.
Exactly. So, I mean, stay consistent with your work.
Yeah.
We've been saying it all year, but stay consistent with your work, and hopefully they fall. It's a big stage. You never know what can happen.
Yeah.
And we'll see, man. We'll see.
It's going to be fun, man.
Yeah, you rarely turn the ball over, but do you remember the first time Reef took the ball from you in practice? Because he takes the ball from everybody.
No,
that's not true, man. He takes the ball from everybody. He never took it from you?
No.
No.
He might have taken it from me.
He got quick hands, man.
He probably did. I don't remember the first time.
I watched him play way back in 8th grade.
He got me. He definitely got me.
Same thing. He just always had just the quickest hands.
He's active. He's quick feet, quick hands. Like, he's just a pest. I ain't going to lie. Preseason, he was bothering
you know
me.
he a high school legend, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Gatorade Player of the Year, right?
Man.
I know he's a legend. Trust me. I know he was cooking
I'm mad about it because he scored like 200 more points than me, I didn't get Gatorade. I got Mr. Basketball.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
Like, what's the difference?
That's pretty close. Last thing from me, who's the guy that keeps it light? Who's the teammate that you have that's kind of the joker and has fun?
It ain't Kaluma.
Because he's very serious.
It is
really?
He walk around game face, game ready.
Nah, man. When you see him behind closed doors, he's the goofiest dude.
Seriously?
Yeah,
For sure.
He's the goofiest dude on the squad.
Yeah, he did smile once he see me pop out the taxi.
Goofy, always making jokes, always trying to make somebody
For sure.
fight or something. Like he a big instigator. Him and Trey are biggest instigators on the team.
Y'all need that though.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's fun.
Yeah, brotherhood.
Exactly.
Brotherhood.
It's fun.
Well, good luck tonight. We
you.
appreciate you taking the time and have a great game.
Yeah, all
Appreciate
love,
you
bro.
guys.
We
Thank you guys
appreciate
for having me, man.
Definitely.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Appreciate it. All right, we're joined now by CBS analyst and, of course, also not just from CBS Network, but former Villanova point guard Chris Walker. How you doing, man?
Hey, that was many moons ago, but I appreciate the love, though.
I'm 53. It was a day ago for me, man. It was a day ago. I remember
53. We're the same age.
I know.
Man.
It was a day ago for both of us. 69.
I'm physically 53, bro. I had 3 heart surgeries, so I'm physically
you feel that way.
wow.
Yeah. Anything surprised you from Wednesday night?
Nah, well, the DePaul game.
Yeah.
Just the way that game ended, you thought Seton Hall was going to get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, the ship sailed for them as being a bubble team.
Yeah.
They would have to probably win the whole thing because
Right.
the way they faltered to the end of the year. But, I'm a good friends with Shaheen. I'm also good friends with Tony Stubblefield, so it's hard to see those guys lose. But to lose the way they lost in 8 seconds, but it just goes to show you how college basketball works. You have to play for 40 minutes, right? And then they end up losing the game at the end. Just heartbreaking,
Right.
but part of the game, man.
Yeah.
That's why it's March Madness.
Yeah,
He
for
felt
sure.
bad for St. John's earlier today
Oh,
because they had a
man, I
shot to
did.
win it. And no one expected them to be like that
Yeah.
at Marquette. You felt bad for them?
Yeah, I'm an underdog guy.
Yeah.
I was a guy, and I'm saying this on record. Like,
Right.
I love Floyd Mayweather. I always wanted them to win, but I kind of wanted somebody to sock him in the mouth just because they was an underdog.
Yeah,
so
right,
I like to see people win, bro.
Yeah.
So it was heartbreaking to see them lose, but it is what it is, right? March.
Yeah, man, hey, listen, man. St. John's, playing in the Garden.
Yeah.
The crowd's nuts.
For sure.
As a former player playing in the Big East,
Yeah.
I did love playing in the NCAA tournament. But back then, and I hate to say this, but I tell guys.
In the real Big
In the
East.
real
I
Big
know,
East.
bro.
Oh, I watched.
I know.
Different back then.
It felt
I
like
know.
it was like
It was
a
just
step under the
It was just a
NBA.
different atmosphere. Not that it's not going to be sold out and electric tonight.
Yeah.
No doubt.
But the NCAA tournament was almost a downturn when after you
Wow.
played the Big East tournament.
Yeah, you explain to kids that 3 teams in the Big East went to the NCAA tournament.
Yes.
They went to the Final Four. Excuse me. That
Yes,
doesn't happen.
85, yeah.
That doesn't happen like
well,
that.
I'll say this. When I played in the Big East, the front line of Georgetown was Dikembe Mutombo and Alonzo
Mourning. That'll do it.
That's all I got to say.
Talk about them days in the Big East. What were some of your toughest matchups? Who was your toughest competitor when you played?
Oh man, you name them. It's funny. We're talking about Seton Hall. Ollie Taylor
Yeah.
played at Seton Hall. Boo Harvey was a point guard back then at St. John's, and Charlie Smith. Charlie Smith played at Georgetown. When I was a kid,
Yeah, I
I came
remember
from
Charlie.
Texas.
Yeah.
Playing against the Georgetown press back then. That's why it's hard to see what's happening to Georgetown. And I hope Pat gets a chance.
talked about
It's
that.
just hard,
Hurts my
man.
heart.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid
Yeah.
watching in '85 Villanova beat Georgetown. And
Villa
everybody back then in the 80s was a Georgetown fan.
Yeah.
Everybody wore Nike. Everybody had the Georgetown jackets like Public Enemy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just what the culture was because hip-hop was starting to take off, and Georgetown and UNLV was a part of that.
Right.
So then every kid loved them. And then watch this team, Villanova, who I'd never heard of, beat them. I'm crying. How about this? Fast forward 4 years later, where do I go to school?
You're going to Villanova.
Man,
That's crazy.
That's what's up.
It's a great campus. So let's talk about that. The last real memory of the old Big East was Jim Boeheim at Syracuse.
Yeah.
He's gone now. Thoughts on
It
Jim?
was a long, listen, I don't want to say it was time.
It was
it's not
time.
a great way to, I mean, people have their own way of saying it, and that's fine. I'm just saying that you're right. He's the last Mohican of all the guys. I mean, think about this guy, Coach. I played against
47 years, bro.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And he was a part of the moral fabric of Syracuse, New York.
Sure.
Not just Syracuse basketball and the Carrier Dome
Yeah, they
built the
and
Carrier Dome,
playing
yeah.
there. And
Right.
I mean, I got fond memories of
You
playing
couldn't
the Dome.
say Syracuse without thinking Jim Boeheim.
Or Pearl Washington. So I mean, he was a part of bringing that energy, just like ESPN was built the Big East. Basically, ESPN and the Big East, their success coincided. But the Carrier Dome, there's no other place like it. I've had a chance to play in the Carrier Dome and beat Syracuse, and they were #1 in the country on CBS.
Nice.
I've also had a chance when I worked with Jay Wright at Villanova, playing playing against the largest game on campus ever in the history of college basketball when we played Syracuse, when we had Scotty Reynolds, those guys.
Yeah.
So again, so it's good times. Yeah, Villanova, Syracuse are always good times.
I grew up a Syracuse fan. Louis Orr was my first favorite player in 1978.
Louis and Bowie.
R.I.P. just passed away.
Bowie,
But you look at it, that staying with the 2-3 zone, that I don't think you'll ever see anybody doing what he did. He stuck with what he believed in and did it for 40 years.
Hey, man, listen, man, it's part of the game, 2-3 zone.
Sure.
Some guys do dribble drive.
Yeah.
Some guys like Nolan Richardson press.
Yep.
At the end of the day, it is what it is. It's life. I'll say this, in college basketball, and I watch it when I do games on TV or when I'm in the studio, and I fight with the John Rothsteins or the Wally Zerbiaks, and I tell them it comes down to personnel.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, who has the best players? So when you see something like what's happening to Carolina, you're perplexed. Like, hold on.
Because they got
you went
balls.
to the final, you went to the championship game.
That's
You're
true.
the number one team in the country.
One player
You
different.
got the same team other than Brady Manning, and you added Pete Nance. What the heck is going on?
Yeah.
So personnel is a huge reason why things go south or go north. And look at Creighton. Look at the top 5 guys. But when Kalkbrenner gets hurt, different team.
Yeah,
personnel.
We talked about that
Comes down
too.
to personnel.
Yeah, for a minute with Creighton, we was kind of like hoping that other guys would step up because BPI they looked that good. But without Kalkbrenner playing, man, it was a different team.
He's an anchor.
Yeah.
He's an anchor. And he's a guy you could throw it inside when you need a basket. Kaluma not making a shot. Maybe Alexander's not making a shot. Nembhard struggling.
Yeah.
Throw it inside, get you an easy deuce.
Exactly. I got a question real fast, kind of double back to the Big East. I just kind of want to talk about Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like just as a fan growing up of basketball, when he walked by, I think about when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Acting like I was Michael Jordan playing against him by myself, stuff like that.
Yeah.
As a coach, you would hate to see somebody like him go through what he's going through with the program he has. My question is, will Georgetown get rid of him?
Here's the deal. It's always a financial situation. I mean, you're talking about getting rid of the greatest Nick ever.
Sure.
And obviously the greatest, not Georgetown player, but the greatest Big East player ever in the history of the Big East, no matter what anyone says. And, it comes down to dollars and cents, and it comes down to, you say Jim Boeheim, it was his time to go. If he was winning like crazy, no one would be saying that.
2 years ago.
It's only exactly. It's only because they were losing.
Yeah.
So winning breeds success. Losing breeds something else. And my thing is, I don't want to say get rid of him, but there's 12 million reasons why they probably want to keep him.
Right.
But there's probably 20 million reasons why he probably should go. You know.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
so to see Georgetown where it is,
That's tough.
and then to see Marquette pick 9th and win the league. Right. Or to see some of these other programs start here and rise, or see what Xavier got a new coach, and then they just like, know what, maybe it's great for nostalgia, it's great for Georgetown. We would love to see Patrick Ewing be the guy, but for some reason, it's not working. And I wouldn't want a Georgetown fan to watch this and be like, oh, it's a Villanova guy talking. No. But it's hard to lose that much.
Yeah.
Like people can say like, man, it's hard to go 35-1. No. It's hard to go 1-35.
Yeah. Accidentally, you should win. You should win by accident every now and then. Yeah.
That's the one.
It is difficult to lose. So you have to say, and people get mad. I said, listen, if something is going right, there's some things that made sure it go the way it's going, or it moved in that direction.
Yep.
If something's going wrong, why wouldn't the opposite be the truth?
Man, that's a bar. Man, that 1
You know
in
what I'm saying?
35.
People just don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Everybody loves to be the parent that says, man, that's a great kid. He must have good parents.
That's
a bad kid. Parents say, it's not
ain't
my
nothing
fault.
to do with us.
I feel you.
Chris Walker joining
Way to
us,
answer
CBS
that.
Sports Network, also former Villanova player, also coached for a very long time in college basketball. We were discussing this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Remember? We were talking about who's the hottest team we think going in to the Big East tournament.
Can't wait to hear your answer
right?
on this.
And I thought it was Villanova because you guys finally got healthy,
said
right?
UConn.
And he said UConn. And other people say Marquette. Who do you think the hottest team is?
Man, see, every time Villanova, we got to take Villanova out the mix because I'm such a homer.
But they're so healthy now.
I'm such a homer.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest. If Villanova had Whitmore and Moore the entire year, they'd be in the tournament. I don't know if they'd win the Big East. They'd be in the tournament. Forget about Jay Wright being there, Kyle Neptune being the coach.
They got to get to the title game and damn near win.
No, they got to win.
They got to win.
They got to win. They got to win it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the best and most complete team in the Big East is UConn.
Okay.
Yep.
They got size.
That's why I picked.
They got athleticism. They can shoot the ball. They defend you. And you look at their metrics. I'm a huge number guy. You look at the metrics; it favors them all day long.
Yeah.
They had a little snafu in the middle of the year, but so did Creighton. But people
Everybody
don't hold it against Creighton. But the thing that makes UConn so good is they have depth.
Yep.
They have guys off the bench. And again, you take Creighton, who's a very good team, but they got 5 guys. Foul trouble changes the way you play
Everything.
completely.
Yeah, we talk about we talk about the bench mob a lot with Creighton.
There's some non-existent.
Days they might give you 9, they might give you nothing. You know, sometimes they come in and get some good stops, but it's like it's too inconsistent to go so far. You know, hopefully they can make that run. I don't know. I mean, as a former player, like it's hard to just cut it on right now when it's tournament time for the bench. So I mean, I agree.
Well, the point you're making is that you know maybe Coach can put some McDermott could put some guys in the beginning of the year. Let's give him a shot.
Yeah.
Maybe you know Kalkbrenner goes down. Let's give him a shot.
Yeah.
This is winning time.
Exactly.
Like, this is one and done.
Yeah.
There is no tomorrow.
Right.
Those 5 guys are going to play until they die.
They got to.
Till their tongue falls out, unless you have to take them out of the game.
Yep.
Well, UConn has 10 guys like that.
Yes.
So that's where they have an advantage. You know, they can bring guys off the bench, you know, that are experienced guys and not freshmen.
Right.
So like UCLA, they're talking about Clark being out.
Yep.
Well, they only got, Will McClendon and Dylan Andrews to replace him. 2 freshmen.
2 freshmen.
So they're not going to be able to do what he does.
Exactly.
So now, Trey goes out. Who you putting in?
Yeah.
Nembhard goes out. Who you putting in? I mean, you got some backup.
That's real.
But
That's
the
real.
big fella go out. You got kids. I'm just saying, like, it's just a drop off. Again, I don't like to disrespect kids. It's a drop off.
Yeah.
Because kids always think like, oh, coach, if Coach McDermott put me in, I could do what Nembhard does. Homeboy, no, you can't. Because if you did, he'd play you more.
You remember them days? Yeah.
That's a smart guy.
He wants to win. Yeah, he'd play you.
Win. He would put you in the game more if he thought it would lead to winning.
Exactly. Because that's what he wants to do is win.
Exactly.
Do you think it comes down to Kalkbrenner and Dixon again in this game tonight?
Because Dixon said
he had 31, of course.
When he plays Kalkbrenner, that's all he worry about.
Yeah.
Well,
going at his
okay,
neck.
let's look at the matchup. Villanova plays, they switch everything.
Yep.
Right? So that's one thing that leads to a problem. They're very physical.
Yep.
So when you put Kalkbrenner in the game, that's why teams that have like the big fella at Purdue, Zach Edey.
Yeah.
Now, if they play against Charleston, it's a problem. Why? Because Charleston plays 5 out. Zach Edey's got to guard ball screens. He's got to guard pick and pop.
Somebody,
and that's where Eric Dixon thrives.
Yes.
So what Villanova's going to do is assert themselves very easily, very soon in the game to get Eric comfortable. Pick and pop. What are you going to do, Kalkbrenner? You run out there.
I'm going to try to grab by you. If you don't go out there.
But think about a strategy.
Yeah.
Would you prefer him to do that or sit in the lane and just let him shoot threes? Because that's what changes the game. Because once he makes threes and you can't guard him when you run out there.
Every time Creighton's played him, his
because that's what Villanova's telling him. Hey, you got to make shots this game. So he's not thinking about making a jump hook on Kalkbrenner.
Right.
He's like, I got to make a pick and pop 3. If I make 2 threes, that's going to have their bench going crazy. Like, what are we going to do? So what Creighton has to do on the other end is when you have big guys like that, Kalkbrenner has to score every single time. Otherwise, you got to take him out the game. How are you going to take out the defensive player of the year? So if you're not going to throw him the ball, and then he's a disadvantage on defense, he's just out there.
Yeah.
And he's right, though.
Throw him the ball.
When those other big guys play him, Snogo, or it doesn't matter, Dixon,
Yeah.
they look at him and they go, oh, you're first team.
Go to Google.
You're first team. You're defensive player of the year. I'm taking
to Google.
at you.
They've all said it.
They all say it. They all talk about it.
But you got to realize Snogo can't shoot threes.
Right.
You got to have a 5 that can step out. That's why when bigs get to the NCAA tournament, you see what St. Peter's did last year.
Oh, yeah.
It's because Sheway can't guard bigs.
Right.
It's because Edey can't guard bigs. Those guys give you problems because it's a small ball game. They play 5 out.
Right.
And now you can't switch. You got Kalkbrenner 20 feet from the basket. Now he can't be a rim protector or a goalie.
Yeah.
So it opens everything up.
Yeah.
So if he's not scoring every time, on the other end, he's almost a liability.
Yeah.
When you're playing smaller
For sure.
teams.
Yeah, no doubt.
Especially if a big can make threes.
I got something for you here. What other teams can you compare to the Creighton team that's playing against Villanova tonight that got a nucleus of 5 guys that played so well and did something with it and went far?
Yeah, it's tough.
Who can you think of?
Yeah, they got 5 guys that average double figures, and they play max minutes where you don't sub them at all. I mean, that's a tough – they have a very unique situation like no other team in the country, which is why everybody thought they were going to be so good. And again, and when they're all clicking, the thing is – here's the thing with here's the thing. If Kaluma gets 2 points, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden, Nembhard doesn't score or he doesn't really turn the ball over. But, you can't have one of those things not clicking because you got nothing off the bench.
Yeah. Right. I think it's Trey Alexander seems to be the one that when he's going,
they
follow
consistent.
him.
Right.
They follow him.
Exactly. But I'm saying to play – let's say Villanova.
Sure.
Villanova's going to play in the 50s and 60s. They play a very slow pace.
Yep.
So Creighton obviously does not want to play in the 50s and 60s, and you got to play defense. So they're going to switch everything, right? They're going to force you to throw lobs to Kalkbrenner, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to press you. Now, the question is they're going to come down, and they're going to dog you and be physical.
Yeah.
The question is Creighton physical enough
to
play against Villanova. Not fast enough, not skilled enough.
Yeah.
Villanova's about physicality.
So it's not about necessarily them playing a perfect game, hitting all their shots. They got to play a complete game.
Dude, if you look at Villanova has not been a great three-point shooting team this year.
No.
And Villanova has not been a great assist team this year. Because what they do is they shack you. They give it to the guard, back you down. Well, what are you going to do? You can't keep Copeland in there because Dixon's out there.
Yeah.
So now Copeland's away from the rim. Okay, Caleb Daniels against Nembhard in the paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trey versus Cam Whitmore backing him down. You know what I mean? Like
Cam been
that's
balling.
that's their advantage.
Right.
So it's not about how to guard Eric Dixon. It's almost like, well, how are we going to guard Brandon Slater when he backs down Kaluma? Are we going to send help? Because if we send help, they're going to kick it to Caleb Daniels, who's going to kick it to Cam Whitmore.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, who I didn't say, input Justin Moore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
they're
did.
tough,
back,
man.
He's back.
They're tough.
Back.
I'm telling you, they're tough.
Did you watch the St. John's Marquette game?
I did not today. No, I had not a chance. I've been running around.
Yeah, it came down to a last shot.
Yeah.
And Marquette won it. Do you miss coaching?
No.
The business of coaching?
Absolutely.
Why
not?
not?
So the act of coaching versus the business of coaching?
I don't miss any of it.
Really? Okay.
Well, I will say this: I miss the tutelage of talking to young men, and I always say we're the last line of defense when they become boys to men.
Sure.
Right.
Yep.
In high school they call it boys basketball. When they get to college they call it men's basketball. When they leave you, they should be functioning adults. Right.
Yes.
But as far as like the culture of college basketball, and just the stress level of being at Charleston where you win 30 games, and if you don't win the championship, you basically had a failed season.
Yeah, failed season.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or, it's just or you're at Creighton and you're supposed to have this unbelievable year and Copeland gets hurt. Gets hurt.
Yeah.
And now that may be the reason why you don't make the tournament. Like it's not these guys, but
no doubt.
stuff like that.
Speech.
It's just hard. It's unpredictable. It's very stressful.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you're leaving your livelihood in the hands of 18 to 20-year-old kids.
So was it for you like when you were a player, did you always want to get into media, or was it something
Never
you did?
knew. No, I never knew.
How'd you get into it?
It was funny. I used to be a singer when I was in college.
Word.
You got a bassy voice. That bassy voice.
I thought I was going to be an entertainer of sort. And then when I was a head coach at Texas Tech, and then when I got let go, SID that was working with says that, hey man, you need to look at getting the broadcast. And then before the game, so you would meet with the producers of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
And you sit there and hold court and you talk and you laugh and you joke. And one of them said, hey man, here's the thing. If this doesn't work out for you, you can either be a preacher or you could be on TV.
So
and before that, I never knew that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, I've been on TV ever since.
Why did you pick the big money thing, preaching?
Because I got two uncles that are pastors. I had enough of that.
You know that. Let me get a pick from you. Let me get a pick from you tonight. 9:30 Eastern time. Villanova rematch against. Just played back on the 25th.
You got my boy Ryan Miller in here.
Well, let's just do this. hey, before we even get to that, kind of talk about Ryan.
Your relationship, knowing him,
Coach
going back to
Miller.
Ryan
Mexico.
Miller. First of all, Ryan Miller should have been a head coach 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's start there. Opportunities that are coming out. Hopefully coming here with Coach McDermott will give him that opportunity, been a part of success every single place he has gone. And it's just about finding the right opportunity. And some of these ADs, dare I say, man, I don't want to say they don't know what they're doing, but they just look in the wrong cupboards every single time.
When it's right under your nose.
Yeah, and you got to find a guy that's been around success, clean record, but also is a visionary on how to play. Only thing I'll say about Ryan is when we were in New Mexico, I used to dust him up in one-on-one all the time.
After practice?
I just wanted to get. I knew he was gonna come out somewhere. But no, he's like I said. Like when you want to hire people that know what success look like
for sure.
And how can you build something that you've never seen?
Yeah.
And so obviously with his brother, people know about that, and now his brother's son plays, his nephew plays at Creighton.
That's big time.
But what I'm saying is, independent of those things, certain guys just have an it factor.
Yeah, he's a mover and a shaker, man. He make it happen.
Everywhere he's been. So it's just a matter of getting that opportunity. And that opportunity is very, very hard to get, So there's some jobs open. There are going to be some guys that are going to get let go. Just found out some things today. And as the musical chairs move, hopefully he can be positioned to get one of those opportunities.
Yeah. It's going to be a good game, though. Whether you pick
tonight?
Yeah.
Again, I kind of gave you a little bit of a scouting report. It comes down to how when I watched them play them at Nova, and I'm just like, Creighton's got to get more physical, man.
Yeah.
All that running up and down, being cute, shooting threes. This is we're not in Omaha,
right?
You know, Creighton we're in Omaha.
Kind of talk
the
about
Big East.
the
This is
vibe
the second home of Villanova.
Did you watch them at home? I mean,
I watched both games.
What was the difference?
Again, it's the physicality.
Yeah.
You got to realize that Madison Square Garden is the second home of Villanova.
For sure.
They say it's St. John's. I don't know, but it's Villanova. This is their home. Like it's going to be a pro Villanova crowd, and it's going to be about being more physical than Creighton. Obviously, Kalkbrenner is the X factor, and the question is, can he dominate the game? I myself wouldn't worry about the Eric Dixons getting the points because you got to play Kalkbrenner no matter what.
Right.
So if Eric Dixon is going to sit behind the 3-point line and shoot threes the whole game, that should favor Creighton.
Right.
Yes,
that should. But if Creighton doesn't rebound, if they can't guard those guards in the post, and they get in foul trouble and put the best free throw shooting team in the country on the line, it's going to be a tough night.
Man.
Sound like you picked Villanova to me. Chris, we appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
We appreciate you.
I see y'all. Definitely. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
No doubt.
All right, special thanks, of course, as always, to Herdat and Pat Safford, who has made the long trip here, had to deal with getting equipment late because some people, maybe didn't get on their flight early enough. So he got everything done. We appreciate that. Ryan Nembhard, we appreciate him. Chris Walker as well, and everybody else that helps make this show coming up.
Yeah.
If Creighton wins, we're back again tomorrow. Previewing that game. Definitely tonight, though, after Villanova, Creighton, no matter what happens, we'll do some stuff on social media. We'll give our instant reaction to that game as well, so we'll have that.
For sure. We in New York, baby. I'm here. I can't wait.
Take us away, sir.
It's Josh Jones on behalf of Michael Severe. You know how we do it. It's the Let It Fly show.